So what's the concept of this library?
This is a library as large as the world. It's a library that contains books that represent 4 different approaches to world building, to the way in which we make sense of reality, and we construct it as a world. They are divided in seasons, 4 seasons. Summer, black. Autumn, green. Winter, white. Spring, red. The colors have symbolic meanings. In the Mediterranean in particular, here they have more metaphorical meanings. Summer is the moment when people believe they found a key to the mystery of the universe, to the mystery of existence. Not only a key, but the set of rules on how to modify it and understand it. So it's full of technical magic, cosmologies, a lot of modern scientific texts of medicine, political texts as well that propose how to understand and modify reality. Autumn is the moment when these certainties start to disintegrate. That's why it's green. Summer is black because these certainties are so strong that they shield your vision. You no longer see the reality. In autumn you start seeing it and usually you're afraid. So here you start having feelings of the end, feelings of decomposition, but also attempts at rebellion, anxieties.
But you invite people to take some books and read, or what?
They can take them all. They're not objects, they're books. If they're not read, they're just objects. And then here in winter is the flip side of summer, is the entire opposite. When you start thinking that you start feeling again that reality is an infinite mystery beyond our understanding. You can react to this either in panic, so you have radical pessimism, nihilism, or in ecstasy. Ecstasy can be Zen Buddhism, Sufism, for example, but it can also be rave parties or Dadaism. So you find different ways of relating to the...
And in several languages.
Yeah, the 3 languages of Switzerland plus English.
Okay.
The books come from everywhere in the world, from North Africa to East Asia to South America, to all ages of the world, from antiquity to the latest releases. And finally, spring is the moment when you understand that, yes, reality is completely beyond our understanding, but we still need to live and to make a world. But you do it as a story. You realize it's a fiction. You still see behind it. You know, it's transparent. That's why it's red, like blood. It's the beginning of world building, the beginning of new life, and blood begins the life of mortal, fragile creatures, like worlds. Here is full of narratology, game design, symbolism, and then often this leads to summer again. People start forgetting that they're fictions and start believing them, and then you start again.
And is it art?
Is it art?
Yeah, this piece.
If you ask me, it's philosophy. It's metaphysics.
Metaphysics, but you created an object in this place.
Yes, it's not for me to say to what extent it's art. I am concerned with the philosophical, metaphysical aspect.
Yeah, but the action of preparing a selection of books to read in this place in different languages.
It's a library.
You're a librarian?
I'm a librarian here, yes.
Yes?
Yeah, and the technique that I use to group them in like this, not in alphabetical order, is the technique used by Aby Warburg. Creation of good neighborhoods of books, families of books. Sometimes families with different members. For example, here you find Karl Marx, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and Ayn Rand. 3 things that very strangely would fit together, but they do.
But you created another world, right?
Well, no,
A world.
I exposed modalities of making world.
And you created an association of color and season which are which are not expected also.
The color and the season. But depends, they are symbolic colors. So symbolism is not catalogued in a mechanical way. You know, it's always unstable, the cataloging of symbols. Here I'm taking it more metaphorically, but once I explain it, I think it becomes clearer. Yeah.
And what about the construction?
The construction is inspired by the towers that you find in Pantelleria, which is a small island in the south of Sicily, where
you are from?
Sicily. Part of my family is from there. Palermo mostly.
Palermo! Viva Santa Rosalia!
It's almost time for the Santa Rosalia.
14th of July.
Almost. And Pantelleria is a very windy island. And so to shield the trees from the wind, you need to build towers like this. In the middle, you usually have only one tree, the citrus tree, grafted with 4 different fruits. So the same tree produces lemons, tangerines, oranges, and so on. The idea, of course, is that reality is like a very windy island, and to imagination, the tree needs to be protected by books, by stories, by language. But it can produce 4 different modalities of world building, which are the 4 seasons, the 4 fruits.
Grazie.
Prego.